Joining once again, owner and designer at Brunner's Metalware and Leather, our great banter buddy, George Brunner Bulger.
There was a time the stuff I was making here, I was making all these cuffs, Rockstar cuffs, and I remember my dad saying, anybody that does manufacturing will always be in business. Some kind of trade member. I remember him saying, and part of what he's saying was generally true. It's always going to be needed. So what I was making at the time was pretty much like accessories, like stuff that people, they don't need, but they would like to have it. Now, belt, certain bags, people need. Do you know, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to need fucking belts to hold their pants up. There's people going to need, like I'm contributing to the society, in other words, and doing something that people need and not what people want.
It's not to wear right now. It's to beat the shit out of these kids, okay?
Dude, I'm all about making extra 100 belts.
Yeah, dude.
All you people out there, if you're teachers, I'll give you a couple, 3 or 4 belts. Get those students in line. Parents, hey, I'll give you whips. I'll include a whip with every belt you buy.
Leather ruler.
I was beaten as a kid, and I tell you what, it straightened me up, and I had no
Dude,
flaws.
I've been beat as an adult, and it's...
I've been beat as an adult, too, but it's not. You used to beat me, too, just with words. It still fucking hurts.
You probably should have not went into the belt business when you did.
Shit.
Everybody was sagging their pants and not fucking beating their kids. If you decide, hey, this would be a great time to start making belts.
Let's promote this shit. Let's just drop it off in the neighborhood to every parent.
Right.
And it's not, it wouldn't even
Right.
have holes in the thing.
Right.
Like, they couldn't even wear it. They know is that you had to beat somebody with it. That's the only thing you can do with it. I look at parents today. My parents were not the best parents.
I don't blame it on the parents. I blame it on the people that are not parents that keep judging parents. They'll be like, hey, you're being too mean to that kid.
That too. That too. I mean, you have your right to raise your kids the way they are, but there are some people that are raising kids that they're not doing it right. I do know it is bad to whip the shit out of a kid. I mean, it is. Sometimes there's a point of abuse. And I got to say that there's been points where I wasn't abused in a way of the abuse that they're putting it at, because I really was a shitty kid, right? I look back.
You know what abuse is now is that
dude,
you take
so
away a
simple.
kid's cell
Laptop.
phone. Yeah. You pause their internet.
So, and that's when I realized something's fucked up here, man.
My parents
Really?
used to take me to Toys R Us, let me fill up the basket, get all the way in line, and when we get there, they'd act like they forgot their fucking wallet. When we get back in the car, they'd pull their wallet out of the glove box and say, so what did you do at school last week? And I got it.
How big was your school? How big was your graduating?
Well, I mean, I guarantee it was one less because they never graduated.
I grew up in the Midwest, and I had my whole school was about 300 students, and my graduating class was 34 students, right? That's how big it was, right? And my school was about an hour away. So whatever I did, I mean, by the time I got home, my parents knew. My mom knew, and she's like, all right. And back then, there was Spank. They had someone in there.
At my school, the teachers could whoop your ass with a paddle.
Yeah, we had that. I had a principal that had like holes.
Then my bus driver would whoop my ass. Then the neighbor would have fucking a belt. And then I get home and my mom would have nunchucks. You got your ass beat.
All the way home, right? Yeah. Right. And I'm telling you, all these snowflakes out there, they think it's so sad, bad. I'm sorry, but that is something that's missing here. I'm telling you, it's. I look back on it, and I can't say that's abuse, because it's really, there's kids that didn't even have that, but they were good students, were still yet past that. They did good, right, morally throughout their years, and probably taught their kids even better. But it's all the ones that really fucked up, like I did, you did, whatever, that deserve these things. But do you, like me, think that what they did in any way fucked you up, where that should never happen to another kid or anything like that?
I'm like, dude, I got my ass beat and had to buy my fucking drugs. Is that now they just give these kids drugs and they still don't beat the shit out of them. They don't have to pay for nothing.
I need to go back to school. You think I could pass as a
pedophile? Yes, I do. Yes, I think that.
They don't have no pills for that shit. Pedophile pills.
It'd be in like Flintstone fucking form. So Flintstone pedophile pills.
I remember this time. I was in 11th